come from everywhere say, we hear these people talk about the mighty works of God in our tongue and in our language. The gathering of the nations into the nation of God. The gathering of the nations into the nation of God. Now, if we see church, therefore, as Pastor Otabel's church, Pastor Eastwood's church, so-and-so's church, we can say that in a sense just to mean that he's identified with it. But once we speak of it in a possessive way, then we are coming into diametrical conflict with the Lord Jesus Christ. He says, I will build my church. That is why the people in the church belong to him too. Of course, in talking about my church members, I can say my church members. It's just a language of saying, identifying that they come to the church where I'm a pastor, my church member. But if I cross a barrier in my head to think that by saying they are my church members, they are actually mine, Jesus will fight you. One of the reasons why I've gone all this long journey to arrive here is because one of the biggest challenges of the African church is that church founders, church leaders do not know it's not their church. They don't know. They will say, I sweated, I work hard, I sow seed. When I heard the call, where were you? But when you didn't hear the call, where were you? That's the bigger question. When you were not called, where were you? The one who calls you is the same one who calls the members. We are all the called. We are all the called. Belong to a called assembly. Pastors, the church is not yours. I'll say it again. Maybe you didn't hear the first time. Pastors, the church is not yours. Mensa Otabel, the church is not yours. And the people are not yours. The one who calls you calls them. So if Jesus is the one building the church, isn't it reasonable that we know a lot about Jesus? I mean, it's commonsensical. It is his church. This is the owner. So we have to know about the owner. Who is he? Where did he come from? Where is he going? What does he like? What does he not like? What has he said? What has he not said? What I am saying, is it in line with what he said? Because if we can't answer those questions, then we have assumed, like Israel did, it is God's kahal, but Saul thinks it is his. Rehoboam thinks it is his. Ahab thinks it is his. He can use it anyhow. And for everyone who thought it was his, God resisted them. Africa is the center of Christianity now. We must cleanse the African church and ensure that the African church can be a good custodian of the mysteries of Christ for the next generation.